Hey there everybody, just wanted to cover this idea of what it means when you feel that life is meaningless. A lot of us go through suffering, and the worst thing that can happen to anybody is to encounter a major shift in life. It could be a divorce, it could be someone in your life whom you love who has passed on, or it could be some major tragedy that actually befell you. Whatever the case, my heart goes out to you, and what I want to suggest is that there are some reasons why meaning is falling apart in life. And there are specific and very useful and simple steps that can help you to get to a life of meaning once again. So let's take a look at why people lose meaning and lose heart. Firstly, the phrase losing heart also means that you're no longer in charge of your emotional states. Think about it. Whenever you feel terrible and disappointed, you tend to take actions that are more geared towards that, right? You want to go to sleep, you want to do stuff that doesn't help to add to productivity in your life. Conversely, when you feel a sense of achievement, almost automatically everything is brighter and everything seems to be going well in your favor. So how do you actually go about doing that? Well, firstly, I need to remind you that whenever you're feeling down and you're feeling out of sorts, there's a tendency for you to withdraw. Don't do that. Go out into the world, attempt to contribute to some worthy cause outside of you so that you can get in the presence of people and also observe the presence of greatness. Whenever you're stuck, there's a chance that you'll end up getting even more stuck. You're going to get stuck with the same mindset of stuckness. So it's no wonder that you're creating your own reality. However, once you encounter other people and you try to help them, and maybe allow yourself to be helped by other people, then it's likely to help you to shift your mindset that unstucks that moment in your life by shifting your perspective. So that's one of the key things. If you are aware that you're depressed or you are unable to move forward because you feel that you've given up on life and you've lost heart, start to look for things which do have heart and associate with them. People who are motivated. Lend them your strength, lend them your capabilities. More often than not, when you're able to lend strength and capabilities to others, it's likely to help you to have renewed meaning in your life. The second reason why I think people are unable to find meaning in their life anymore, they stop looking at the future. What do I mean? Almost every depressed patient of mine comes to a point where they are unable to think about the next few weeks or the next few months. In fact, they're living day by day, almost fighting a fire every single moment. And that's not very healthy, is it? Conversely, if you listen to Earl Nightingale, he says one thing: success is a progressive realization of a worthy goal. So if you want to be successful, you need to also find meaning in that goal that you're setting, not just writing down a bunch of stuff. So what does it mean to be able to do that? Well, firstly, you have to project yourself into the future. By projecting yourself into the future, it allows you to visualize the outcomes that you want. In fact, one of the things about a well-formed outcome is to be able to see, hear and feel it as if you are there now. So you're not writing a goal that says, I want to. You're writing a goal that says, I am doing this and accomplishing this today. By writing that down, it's not just some affirmation. It is an audacious goal that will assist you in thinking about what to do so that you can get there. So when you have this goal, you have to ask yourself, what are the assumptions you must make in order for this goal to be true? Rather than thinking of the goal and going, you know what, am I sure I can do this? That's going to stop you from even setting a reasonably audacious goal in the first place. Remember, humanity is filled with many of these examples where people had a crazy idea and just went after it. Conversely, whenever we are stopped, we think that every idea is crazy. So what we have to do is, again, imagine the assumptions that must make the condition of this outcome true. Make that assumption real in your life. So for example, in order for me to be healthy and strong, the assumption is I need to work out on a day-to-day basis and have a plan for my health. So I will make that happen. So you can tell that there's no doubt inside my mind that I can accomplish it. And of course, there are certain things like, you want to make $1 million, there are other assumptions that you have to make, and some of these assumptions need to be learned through an advisor, a coach, or a mentor. So think about what needs to be done in order for you to move that needle in that direction, and if you don't know, make sure that you put on your learning cap and go and discover more about what's necessary before you try it out. The next thing is to ensure that you're tracking your progress on a regular basis. Now, what's worse? Setting a goal and realizing that you haven't done anything to move there, or to set a goal, move there, but not even know whether you're moving there in a consistent fashion. In my opinion, I think setting a goal and not tracking whether or not you're moving in that direction is more detrimental. There are two reasons for this. Number one, when you're tracking the progress, it also ensures that you're on a progression of mindfulness, as defined by Professor Ellen Langer of Harvard University. She says that the capacity for an individual to keep track of small changes through the days is more likely to keep a person in anticipation of the future. For example, when you have a pet cat and you can anticipate how he or she is going to behave during the day, it's going to cause you to look out for that and maybe bring you some joy. Now, this form of mindfulness is a different type of mindfulness that most people are used to, which is coming to your body and focusing on your breathing by detaching the trigger from the response. That's another form of mindfulness, but I believe in the idea that whatever works, works. So Ellen Langer's approach is to help you to think in advance and to assist you to notice that there are changes. And when you notice changes, there seems to be a dopamine hit that takes place in your neurochemistry that triggers you to want to look forward towards these better outcomes on a day-by-day basis. So you consider it a sin to not even keep track because you're not mindful of your progress, because you can't get the neurochemistry to produce that dopamine effect that keeps you going and keeps you motivated. And if you don't have that, then of course you'll feel depressed, isn't it? How would it feel like for you to be stuck in life every single day? I don't think you want that, do you? So the second reason is very clear. If you're not mindful and you're not keeping track of your progress, then you aren't having a sense of achievement in the first place. Arriving at the outcome does make you happy, at least for a short while, but it also proves to yourself that there's a version of you that can get there. So what you're doing is you're honing your identity. Based on whatever it is that you're doing, you're reaffirming your sense of who you are. And for example, waking up in the morning and saying, do or die, I must wake up and I need to complete this project. You're going to be a person of tenacity. You're going to be a person who is driven. However, if you don't do those things and you don't get that kind of achievement by getting up and being successful in getting up in the first place, you might call yourself a procrastinator, a lazy person. Is that the kind of identity that you want to live into? I don't think so. So utilizing these mechanisms, recognize that there are ways for you to turn a disappointment into a meaning-fueled future. So I've gone through various different kinds of disappointments before. For example, I've had business partners who had promised certain things, but they never got around to delivering on their promise, or even worse, outright lied to me. And that's something that I can feel a sense of betrayal of, but instead of staying negative, I can actually take that betrayal and hone my sensibilities so that my next business partner will become the perfect business partner. So there are ways to use the shadow, and there are ways to move toward the light because of these seemingly disappointing moments that can cause you to feel that life is of a lower quality. But take heart, because when you focus on what it is that you love and help other people to arrive at their loves, sometimes you'll find that there's this surge of really positive meaning simply because you have assisted someone to achieve some kind of good. And that's where elevating people beyond a certain level is a mission of mine. If you like this video, please share this with anybody whom you feel might need to listen to this message. After all, it is necessary for us to find ways to elevate society to a level beyond suffering. And this way, they will be able to take proper actions for abundance. See you in my next video.